The Midnight Broadcasting Network's race here, the MBN RunNingImports.com 100 at Taggert Speedway. I am Twisted Demon, joined in the booth by Roofer and Deadpool. Should have an exciting race here for you featuring the Dirt Posse Series guys. Who do you guys got your eyes on?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, if anybody does not have your eyes on that 99, he has won every race so far this season. You better have your eyes on that 99. But as I see the starting order here, Smoke Fan right there on the outside pole with AJT in third and then Bellevue in fourth. And all four of them guys in my book can win this race. I mean, if they run into a little bit of lap traffic, throws them off one lap, you know, I would believe any of those four guys could win this race. What do you think, Deadpool?
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be an awesome race. I've got my eyes on Hyper, and Smoke Fan and a few other guys. But tonight, I think Hyper's going to be the man to beat. He's on a 3-race win streak. He's going to be really tough. He's really fast, really consistent. And they're at Taggert. This is probably, out of all the racetracks I've been at, except Bristol, this is nothing but a track to be consistent at. One that could run the same lap times, same line every lap, and I think Hyper's going to be the one to beat.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Taggert was the track that Smoke Fan led 93 laps in, I believe. On the 93rd lap, he happened to hit the apron, and Hyper was able to get around him, and he led the last 7, which, like I said, he just waited for Smoke Fan to make a mistake, waited and pounced on him. So those guys, both of them guys, are going to be really fast, like you said. The Bellevue had a really good car last week. I don't know what happened. I seen some silly stuff happening out there, but it was unfortunate what happened to him last week. Because I'm hoping that 33 car lays a licking down tonight because he had a heck of a car last week. Him, Hyper, and Smoke Fan were running 3 wide, and at Charlotte for 10-15 laps there and holding it, and that was some of the best racing I seen. You know.
Oh yeah, he's always my dark horse. He's always my dark horse going to the race. But Bellevue, I mean, I'm really good friends with him and Hyper, so don't.
Yeah, we actually got some new guys in this week. I seen. We got Hunter. I don't know if you ran with him, but Charlie Super 059, and then Kigo, Kansas D Pope. He qualified 5th, so he must be pretty fast in the 22 there. And then Mook. I believe he was just late. I think he has ran with him last week, but I do know Mook is a dirt track guy as well, so it's going to be a good race, man. Taggert's a really fun track. I believe you said you was running like 16 ones there, is that correct? What you run there, Deadpool?
No, I run 17 threes. I'm a little bit off what these guys running.
That was me. I was right. I was running 17 2s and 3s, and I thought I wanted to get out here with these guys, and I did one practice with Smoke Fan, and within 20 laps, I was looking at him coming off my mirror, and I decided, hey, I'll get in the booth for this one, dude. Whenever you come up with a B-class late model league, that's when I'll jump in. But these guys right here, it's the best of the best. It really is, and like I said, I thought I was fast until I watched Bellevue. That guy right there, they need to put a bounty on him at midnight. If he wins tonight, you got to put the bounty on him, tear him down, figure out some way to beat him.
Put a restrictor plate on this car. Put a restrictor plate.
Yeah, we got to put an 8-inch spoiler on him or something here because he's been on a roll, man. It's just bad.
This racetrack right here is probably my favorite dirt track. There's like, all the tracks, and we've got like 9 different tracks in the road course, and I think Taggert is my #1 favorite track on the game. It's so much fun. Oh man!
Wait till you try those new wheel settings. Now you're gonna have to barely steer around here, and you're gonna fall in love with this track. You might even get into the 16s, bro. I mean, that's that big of a difference.
I don't know about this 16. It'd be nice to get one of these 17 flats or ones like the rest of these. But,
right.
It's gonna be, but we always we can't ever count out anybody. You have David in here, and you have quite a few other guys that are going to give a run, give it their all. So it's going to be a good race. I'm so excited to see this thing get started.
Yeah, I believe they've already ran their heat races, so I believe any time we'll probably be getting. What would you think, Twisted? Probably any time we should probably be going racing here, I would think.
Yeah, we're just waiting to get the invite from the guys racing tonight, but we should be getting going here pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, these races they go pretty quick. They're 100-lap races. So they go quick, but I tell you what, do not keep your eye off of, the leaders right there for one, because you'll lose track. It's that easy when lap traffic comes up. You'll just be like, where'd that guy go? And lap traffic almost played a role in last week's race. It actually did for Smoke Fan pretty bad. He was running third and or maybe second, and he was actually catching up a little bit on Hyper. I still don't think anybody's gonna get Hyper, but we just hate to see that happen. It's like Bellevue, a really good car, got taken out by lap traffic last week, and it was just a shame. We're waiting to see him come back through the field, and then someone takes him out again, and it was like, oh my goodness. But tough week. So I'm thinking that tonight I'm just gonna have my eye on that 33. That's why I'm just gonna pick him tonight, because someone has to beat Hyper, and I believe one of them guys. I mean, Bellevue would be one of them guys that could do it.
Yep. I agree with you. My eyes always on Hyper. So and you can't go against him. Hyper's my guy in this race, but you can't ever sleep on Smoke Fan or Bellevue or them other guys. So what you think, Twisted? Who you got your eye on tonight's race, man?
My pick will be Smoke Fan tonight.
Alright, he's had a
Fan last time he was here, bad fast. Like I said, 93 laps. He was just made one mistake, Hyper pounced. It was just he knows what he did right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's finished second how many times and third in the last couple of weeks, so his time's coming, and he'll get him a win. I mean, you can't ever count him out. So
yeah,
I'm
it's going to happen
eager to get this going.
Right. Yeah, it could be tonight. Yeah, like you said, now that I think about it, it was ripping. That happened too, and I believe they haven't even ran. It's Taggert. I haven't ran it. I think you can run 2 wide there, but can you run 3 wide the way they were at Charlotte, or that don't really work because you end up in that outside wall on exit?
Well, actually, Taggert, you can actually run 2-3 wide if you have people that can hold a line. There's really wide corners coming off the corner. It might get a little bit narrow going in the corners, but when you come out, especially out of 4, turns 2 kind of narrows just a little bit off the corner, but you could get 2-3 wide coming off of 3 and 4, and it's going to be just a straight shot down the stretch. I mean, wide straightaways, wide corners, really fast. I mean, the preferred line is probably going to be the bottom, hugging that line, bottom of the track here tonight. I mean, everybody's going to want to get to that bottom and run that bottom line like they did last week at Charlotte, but it's going to be fast pace. It's going to go out fast, so don't take your eye off the action, because you will get lost and you will get like, who's in the league now? Or
exactly. Right.
That car. I mean, like, it's just so fast. It's actually more fast paced than the asphalt.
I do actually got a new lineup in. Actually, the heats. That was just the order of the heats they were rating, but it was pretty close to qualifying results. Hyper is on the pole, then the 99. Yep. Then you got 2 Smoke Fans starting second on the outside. Then 7 car of AJT, I believe it is going to be starting third. And then the 83. I'm not. That's the. I'm gonna think that's
33.
Dabs.
No, 33 on second. Then you.
But that was on the heat. There's a new one up now, to where it has 83.
AJT.
Then the 70.
Well,
that was, I believe. Oh, it might be the new one.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Yeah. He said, hold on, it's messed up.
Okay.
They got it messed up.
We still got here it is. I see it. Still the front row is Hyper and Smoke. Then you got, you said, yeah. So those are going to be the guys. But I said, like I said, that second row right there, as long as they keep that front row in sight, they'll be good to go. If they lose that, if let them guys go, it's going to be tough unless lap traffic
Oh,
plays a part.
well, what's going to have to happen is the guys that are going to start towards the back of the pack, they're going to have to quickly, and I mean quickly, make their move early. Because if
Yes.
they let this, if they just sit here and just battle side by side, and you let Hyper and Bellevue and Smoke Fan and AJT just get out front and get in the line and just start running, you can forget it. They're going to go like that so fast. It's over for them.
Yep.
So they're going to have to work fast and quick, but they got to be smart about it. But these are all good drivers, and I see no problem. I mean, there might be one or two cautions tonight, depending on, you know, how racy they get or what happens with that lap traffic like we saw last week at Charlotte. But it's going to be good. But I think they're going to have everything straightened out. It's going to be a good race. I'm more anxious this week to say didn't see this race than I was last week. Because, like I said, Taggert's my favorite. So
Yeah, it's really fast track. I know what you're saying. It's one of those tracks, if you got a wheel, you can pretty much run it all the way wide open. You don't have to ever lift, but maybe a little in 3 and 4 if you don't have your setup just right. But it's just a really, really fun track. Right.
Sometimes you want to, like, to help get your car turned. Some people don't. Some people lift, some people don't. It's more of a preference thing. Me, I like to lift just a tad bit and get back in it. Just kind of help the back end come around a little bit, and then you just motor on. It's all a preference thing. It's just a style of racing. I mean, it's so much fun. And I've raced with Hyper here and Bellevue and got my butt kicked more than once, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy watching these. There it is.
Yep, it's going to be the 99 and Hyper and the Smoke and then the 7 and the see the 7.
7 and the 30. That's AJT.
AJT. Then you got Bellevue on the outside of the second row, and
the 77. Let me see who that is here. I got him right here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got mixed up with those.
No, if you yeah, I got you, buddy. No, it's Kego. Kego's in the 77.
All right.
Then the 83 on row 3, that's the only car I did not have a number for. And I was thinking it was Dabs because he was the 37 last week, and I think maybe
well, last week, no, that was Extreme. That was in the 37.
Okay, maybe that's where I had it mixed up. So then we got the 76, so on inside of row 4, which would be another new guy here, Charlie Super 059. Some of these new guys, they all kind of, you know, are up front here. So they went out and got the best of the best in the 17 on outside of row 5. That's going to be MXT. The 22, that's going to be Deep Hope with the 23 on the outside of row 6. Let's see, that'll be another one, Hunter. So let's see, then the 8 car, that's going to be another one, Mook, 27, Footworks. Then the 7 car, the 07, would be Kansas. Then the 36, rounding out our field. Let's see, that's going to be our last car. That's going to be Sergeant Sauls, one of our veterans here.
Yep, I didn't see David in the field, so I wonder if he missed qualifying. He might be starting at the back because I didn't see him in qualifying, so hopefully
yeah, I didn't either. David Walls, yeah, I didn't see the 04. You're right about that. That's one of our dirt regulars. That's also, he runs in the trucks, and I think maybe even the Xfinity series here too. One of the guys Smoke Fan drafted got him a lot. I mean, first race at Daytona, I was behind the guy, and I mean, trying to be mean or tick, but I was like, I could not push this guy. He's everywhere. I couldn't do it, and hated to be like that with my teammate, you know. Well, then I actually, at the point we weren't teammates, I ended up going over to Chevy to equal things out. But the next week, man, I seen him at the next track, ISM, dude's kicking butt up there, and I was like, man, I wish I could be right there where he was, pushing him, you know. So you always can't judge, you know, how people drive off of Daytona. Some people on controller just can't run that track. I mean, it's just a wheel.
Some people don't like the super speedways, and they just don't like it, and they just there, you know, because they don't want to miss out the points. And then you have the others that are really good at super speedways. You know, you have your guys that are super speedway guys, and mile-and-a-half guys, the road course ringers, and then you got the short track guys. I mean, everybody has their likes and dislikes. So it just all depends on what they prefer.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm 37 back in the day. I don't know if any of you guys ever had, but back on like, 14, 15, the only lobbies that were always full were Daytona and Talladega over and over
Oh
again.
yeah.
So we would just run it because there was always 10, 12 guys in there. And years and years of just running those tracks and knowing that you got to hold that bottom. If you give that bottom up, someone will stick their nose in there. You're done, right? It's just today, the first run, I got in a truck, and I think all I did was throw my cup setup in the truck, maybe put some more tape on it. Bam, was a 10th, or actually, I'm sorry, I had a 346.1 when B class you needed a 345.7. I never made another attempt at it because I accidentally erased my setup like a dummy, but I'm going to try to get #1 in B class tonight. That's going to be my goal. Probably won't get it, but I bet you I'm going to get top 10. It's just because I love those tracks,
Oh yeah, and that's like me. I'm a big super speed guy, and I only got to run one run in the trucks, and first, it all depends on the tracks you like and where you feel comfortable. And this goes with these guys on dirt. They feel comfortable on these dirt tracks. They feel comfortable in the late model cars because a lot of these guys race late models in real life. So it's just second nature.
Are you one of the guys that likes road courses compared to super speedways,
I'm still trying I'm trying to get used to running road courses on the wheel. I'm comfortable doing it on a controller, though. I do like running road courses. I always have.
You got a T150, I can tell you how to do it. I taught this other guy in the business.
I got a G29.
Oh, see, I don't know how to help you. See, you can hook it up to computer, but they can help you. The thing is every
time.
Did
you guys take your invites?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
See, I'm thinking the G29 being a better wheel, though, man. There has to be a way hooked to the PS4 you can drop your steering radius. We figured out how to do it on the T150.
There probably is.
Still trying to. Right. Like, there's a mode button on ours in the directional key. You hit it one way, it drops where you don't have to steer as much. Literally, I was steering from 9 to 3 before, and I've drove race cars before, and that's not how you drive a race car. And I played with it until I finally figured out you could take the rotation. Mine was in 1080. I dropped it in half to 540, which now, at the most, I got to steer to 1 o'clock, 11 to 1, and that makes a huge difference,
Right.
Yep. Alright, is anybody going to have anything for Hyper tonight in the RoninImports.com 100 here? Taggert,
before we get this race started, we need to thank our sponsors real quick.
Yeah, most
Dave
definitely.
Grips, Roman Imports,
Canterbury Hill. You got Canterbury Hill. Yeah. Travis Braden.
Thank you guys and everybody, and
you gotta get your reload focus. Yeah, reload focus energy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you to all of them for all the support and everything. And we are green, but thank you so much to our sponsors and supporters. We cannot do this without y'all. So thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir. Right now, I seen SmokeFan had a pretty bad up the speed lap, and literally the guys behind him played it real cool not to run him over, and it helped him, stay where he was at in second. And I kind of seen he pinched the apron a little and it stacked the field up, but instead of ramming into the back of them, they actually found the brake on their car, so that was good to see. They got a really good battle back here for third, fourth, and fifth, though. First and second's kind of checked out, but third, fourth, and fifth is really, really looking dicey there.
See, that's third, fourth, and fifth has got to get it straightened out really quick, because if not, you're just going to let Smoke and Hyper just go with this.
I'll tell you who the 83 is, guys. That was our third player, second place finisher of last week. That was B2 Racing, the only guy that had a chance. Yeah. So, okay, I just seen that at the top, so didn't want to leave you out there, B2, especially how good you did last week, man. You one of the only guys that had a shot at Hyper, so good to see you made it back this week. You see the 7 at AJT sitting right there on SmokeFan's bumper. He's saying, you hit that wall again, I'm going to dive it in on you, but he holds it down. That's the thing about these late model guys. They know how to dive it in there and keep it down there to where it don't come up and just ruin the outside guy's day. To me, this is a tough track to pass on, though. It's really tough to pass low here. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to You know, if you're going to pass, you got to kind of almost hope the guy hits the apron and gets a little too slow and get around them on the high side, or duck your nose in there. It's just so hard. If the guy in front of you is driving that perfect line, the only thing that you can really do is drive the perfect line behind him. It's so hard to get around.
I mean, this is one of them tracks where if you know, right now everybody's going to have patience. When we get into them latter stages, less than 10 to go, people are going to start using that front bumper a little bit. They're going to get eager and they're going to push somebody and try to get them to mess up. That's exactly what we're trying to do, because these guys have such perfect laps and lines. It's just it's just how it goes.
I agree with you. I'm on board just watching the 99, man, how smooth he is, and I'm estimating within 10 laps he'll be seeing lap traffic. And I'm just wondering how they play it this week, knowing that that's Hyper in the 99, whereas maybe last week some of them guys kind of held him up a little bit, not knowing that that's the leader. I mean, this week you're going to be able to tell that is the leader coming in your rear view. So, I mean, he's just really, really dropping a beautiful line right now. The Smoke Fan, man, he could be just conserving tires, saying, all right, 99, let me let you go for a little bit, and I'm just going to run a steady line, try to save some tires, because tires do come in and play at the end of 100 laps here, and it wouldn't surprise me if we went this whole thing green.
Yep, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised either. I'm really enjoying this, so.
Yeah, I think we've only had one caution the whole in 4 races. I mean, I know it's hard to have a caution in late model. Yeah.
1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did.
We probably had like total 3 or 4 in the last 4 races. That's really good.
Yes. Especially with the first couple of weeks, we had just some Cup guys fill in just to help Smoke out until he could build up the best of the best on dirt. And now, as you've seen, he has that out there. And he wanted a challenge. He just didn't want to take the best guys off asphalt and try to throw them on dirt and say, hey, see if you can beat me, because he's really good on dirt. Like I say, in my opinion, the overall fastest guy in the game between dirt, trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. It's just, that's my opinion. But Twisted, what do you think when you watch these late model races, man? I mean, I know you know some of how fast these guys are on asphalt, you know, but these dirt guys, it's a whole different story, you know, it's a whole different kind of racing, you know. You ever be interested in trying like this kind of racing? It to me, man, it is a blast when you get the right setup, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to run in a couple dirt races, honestly.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
It's fun, man. Especially if you like, I don't know how good you are. Have you ever tried running Jefferson on your controller?
Yeah, I mean, I can run. I can run dirt on my controller. I've tried doing it on the wheel a couple times, and it doesn't go very well.
Yeah, I understand, man. My wheel was the same way until I figured that out. Like I said, if you have a laptop or a PC at your house, and if you plug it in tomorrow, it'll actually probably tell you how you can do that on PS4. So where you don't have to plug it into computer every time to change it, but it's really, really nice. I mean, doing all that steering after 200 laps at Bristol, when you're having to steer like a semi, sometimes it gets tough. Right. But I did hear this about the D29. They put it in 900 mode, so it's not in 1080, which is better. It's still not good for road courses, though. Yeah. As you can see, Hyper's already went through 1 lap car, but he got out of the way really nice. Jumped behind Smoke Fan. Now he just got away the 3rd place guy. Yeah, whoever's in that yellow car there does a great job of getting out of them guys' way. Like I said, Hyper tonight, man, he's led, let's see, probably 307 laps out of the last 4 races, maybe even more than that. So
yeah,
this guy is
there's
really
been no stopping him.
Yeah. Like I said, I think what we need to do is get out there in the dirt lobbies, maybe buy a $25 PSN card or a $50 PSN card and say, hey, if any of you guys can come in here and beat Hyper, come to Midnight Dirt Posse and here's your chance. Which I can see Smoke reels him in a little bit on one corner and then kind of loses on the other corner, but Smoke hasn't totally lost him yet either. Like I said, Smoke might be just messing around and saving a little bit of tires, which that'd be a good, good strategy if you know you just can't straight get up there and outrun them, because it's just such a tough track to pass at.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, tires really don't wear that much on these dirt cars, especially in a 100-lap period, so they're not having too much effect on things, but it does look like that Smoke gains on him in 1 and 2 and then loses them a little bit in 3 and 4.
Exactly, that's what I'm seeing. It seems like he gets up on him in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, it's like he maybe even gets another tenth on him in 3 and 4. Smoke might catch a half a tenth in 1 and 2, but then Hyper catches, you know, a tenth and a half, you know, in 3 and 4. So, but when lap traffic comes into effect, we're only seeing 1 car at the moment. But when it gets to like 5, 6 cars in a row, that's when it's going to be interesting, you know, because that helps. Smoke wants him to get caught up in lap traffic, and that'll put him right there on the bumper, you know. Which, the 7 car of AJT right there, he's doing a great job in 3rd place. He's kind of sitting there and waiting for Smoke to make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm riding here on Barcama with Smoke here, just trying to see where exactly it is that he's gaining or where he's losing. There he gained a little bit off of 1 and 2, but he lost it. He's loses it a little bit in 3 and 4, but it doesn't look like he lost too much this time around. But he really closed the gap in 1 and 2.
When I tested with him here, 3 and 4, he just got really tight coming out of the corner, and he would scrub a little bit of speed off hitting that wall on the front stretch. And I've noticed he's got it down to where I've seen him do it a few times tonight, but that's Hyper. He runs a dirt car in real life, and I mean, this is what he does for a living, you know. So I mean, he's really got this dirt down. He said he's never even tried asphalt on this game. As you can see though, now he's running into 4 cars ahead of him. This is going to get interesting here once he catches them, and what's going to happen here. Hopefully they don't affect the race, because he's going to be there in probably a half a lap.
Yeah, I think these lap traffic guys, they have a good idea to move over for Hyper and for the rest of them, so I don't think it'll hold them up too much.
Me neither. I think now that they've ran 3 or 4 weeks with him, I mean, most guys that are in the dirt community know who Hyper is, and Smoke Fan, and all the guys, you know. What happened to Bellevue last week was just unfortunate. I mean, he had a top 3 car, and somebody new to the league just, I mean, kind of just took him out, and not only once but twice. On the second time was on purpose, you could tell, but he was removed from the league, and now we're actually seeing, I believe he's in 3rd, 4th place. He's really a really fast guy. Bellevue is on dirt. See, they're staying high. They're letting him have the bottom. They know what he wants. He's getting 1 tire underneath the bottom, I see, on his own board, and that's a strategy I've never tried. He down there in that clay almost. That's a really pretty line. I would say probably about 50 to go, guys. They click off these laps here fast. Like I said, though, reload focus. It's a sugar-free alternative for your late night gaming needs. Always Travis Braden. I know he finished 8th at Daytona. I don't know if ARCA raced this weekend in Vegas or not. I know they didn't in Atlanta. But also Tanner Berryhill. We also got Ronin Imports. There, if you have an import car like an Eclipse, you know, a Honda Accord, if you're into the import scene, check out Ronin Imports. And then Fade Grips. If you run on a controller, I've seen the actual product, and if you race on a controller, it will help you out tremendously from what I see. It looks like it's really, really cool. And I believe Sean might even have you got a discount code, I believe, don't you, Twisted?
Yeah, it's XTDX511, I believe it is.
Yeah, if any of you guys are interested in the Fade Grips or whatever, just get a hold of Twisted here, and he can give you his discount code, and I believe you get 10% or 20% off.
I believe it's 20.
Yeah, but that's what I thought, 20% off. Like I said, if you're a controller driver, it's almost a must-have. I mean, it's fancy. I mean, I've seen them, and if I was racing controller, I'd definitely have them on there, but I'm thinking about getting them for, like, Madden and other games like that, just because it looks like it would make that much of a difference. So.
I haven't tried them on Madden yet.
Yeah, I just like it how it makes the your button bigger and you got more control over it. It seems like to me this is a smart idea to me.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke fan still about 2 seconds back, guys. Hasn't really ruled him in. We're still pretty much where we was at lap 5. I mean, he's trying and trying, but unless one of those lap cars affects Hyper or Hyper makes a mistake, I believe this is going to be Hyper's race to lose. We're probably about halfway right now. Don't look like we're going to get any kind of yellow for anybody to make any kind of adjustments or anything, so it's all going to look like it might come down to driving and who gets through lap traffic better. And so far, that hasn't been an issue. I tell you what, Smoke Fan might want to watch out for is that 7 car. He's reeling them in a little by little. I believe if they got nose to tail and ran nose to tail, a lot of people don't believe this, but you can actually draft on dirt. You can only make maybe a 10th, but a 10th, you know, if you're losing a 10th every lap, a 10th's huge. So if the 7 could ever get right there and stay in Smoke Fan's tracks, that might be able to help them catch Hyper. I'm not sure about that. I believe Hyper could be toying with everybody and just kind of, it might have a whole nother gear if Smoke Fan got to his bumper, right? I mean, I've not seen the guy get beat on dirt yet, so he would definitely be a first-class Hall of Fame dirt guy in my book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He always puts on a show every time he's on the Midnight Broadcasting Network racing with these guys, and it's always good to see him run.
Right. Like I said, I consider myself a Class B dirt track guy, and at my best times at Taggert, he would have me a lap down already. I mean, so that's why I stayed out of the show. That's why Deadpool stayed out of the show. It's just we don't want to get out there and hold nobody up. We really knew this is probably a 3-4 car ball game, and as we're seeing right now, there's probably about 5 guys staying on the same straightaway as Hyper, and that's something to be proud of. If you don't get lapped in 100 laps by Hyper, you've done something. So that's going to be interesting to see how many cars we have left on the lead lap before it's over with, because I've done counting at them about 6 that he's put a lap down, probably, I would think. Here he's coming up to another one now. He's running the low line a little, but I believe once Hyper gets up there, he'll probably let him have that low line, I would think. See, that was the thing. Once he gets up to like the 5th, 6th, 7th place position, them guys don't want to go a lap down because they want to stay up on the lead lap to fight for position, so they're going to fight him a little harder. So let's see if that helps Smoke Fan reel them in here. I bet you we're to about 35 to go is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Smoke
these laps are just... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. These laps tick by quick, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yep, they're just flying by.
Yeah. Yeah, see, they're cutting 16-second laps, so you can almost do like 4 laps a minute pretty much in the 100 laps. So you're looking at like a 25-minute race. If you get one caution, you're looking at a 20-minute race. So
right.
That's what we're usually saying. You know, keep your eye on the pro. As the 23 is kind of holding them up, that's what Smoke Fan kind of wants to see. That's the only thing that's
contact is the 99 got in the wall a little bit there. But yeah, this is exactly what Smoke Fan wanted to see.
Yeah, the 23, I'm surprised that he's running him this hard. He's pinching him down. Wow, if I was 99, I'd have to tail whip him a little bit. And he got around him. Now let's see if they, if he holds Smoke Fan and them up like that.
Smoke Fan got a guy in his bumper right now from what I was just looking.
Yeah, AJT, he sat right there in 3rd place and is literally giving him everything he wants right now and some. That's what happened last week. He rode right behind Smoke all race, and then the last lap he pounced and ended up getting a 2nd place out of it. I believe he might be a little faster than Smoke at the moment, to be honest. It's so hard to pass here.
Right.
And he dives it up underneath him, but he has to let off, because if he don't, he'll come up in the Smoke and get them all out of shape, and he's not trying to do that. They're trying to do a little bit of drafting, is what it looks like. I don't think it's going to help them really in hypers. I'd say we're around 25 to go at the most, guys. Unfortunately, we do not have a lap counter tonight. Kind of just doing it by eye. I can see everybody's aggression's ramped up a little, so I would say 20, 25 to go. But it's Hyper's ball game. If anybody can catch him, I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe the lap traffic that he's coming up on will slow him up a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be their only hope, and it's going to have to be hard now that he stretched it out probably 2-3 seconds on him. So
there he's coming up on that 7 car, or the 07.
I'm actually impressed with the 23 there. Of actually after Hyper got around him, you know, he actually held his own. Smoke didn't drive like straight up to him, so kind of impressive. That's footworks. Okay, he's a dirt regular. That's why he drove him a little bit hard. These guys run together, footworks and Hyper all the time. But footworks is doing a great job right there after he went a lap down of keeping it right behind Hyper and not letting Smoke and them lap him.
Yep, but Jay Hyper coming up on that 07 car. Might hold him up a little bit.
Yeah, Hyper, it's Hyper P3RX9. It's not actual Jay Hyper. A lot of people ask me that. Jam, Jay Hyper is that fast on dirt? And no, it's not actual Jay Hyper. It's Hyper X. Like I said, all he does is drive dirt. He said he's never even touched asphalt on the game. So, he's one of the guys we'd probably get out there in Daytona and destroy us. But if you get him out on dirt, he's going to destroy us. He's coming around the 07 right now, and I think he has almost everybody but maybe 5 or 6 guys to lap down at this point.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely Hyper's race to lose at this point.
Yeah. Wire, I would believe he's gonna go wire to wire in my opinion, anyways. Unless something like you said, mistakes. I thought that same thing about Smoke Fan one night. And he made a mistake with 7 laps to go, but he didn't have the lead built up that the 99 has. And yeah, he actually has 2 lap cars in between him and Smoke. So, like you said, this is Hyper's race. I'm wondering if that 7 is going to have anything for Smoke, or if he's just going to be content with a top 3. At the moment, it looks like he's content riding right behind Smoke. He just maybe knows he don't have enough to pass him. Hyper, he's probably coming down to about 10 to go, guys. He has done everything tonight. He's went wire to wire here at Taggert. He got the pole and has never looked back. He's probably got, I would say, everybody lapped but maybe 6-7 guys. I'm not 100% on that, but that's just a, you know, roundabout figure. If he don't make a big mistake, the race is his tonight, guys. He has really been a beast on dirt. And like I said, I want to get our sponsors one more time. Fade Grips, Ronin Imports, Tanner Berryhill, Travis Braden. You can find them guys on any social media outlet. Also, get your reload focus, man. If you stay up late and practice, you know, stay up late practicing for showcase races and stuff like that, you know, try a reload instead of a Red Bull. It's a sugar-free alternative to where whenever you're ready to go to sleep, you can go to sleep. But, like I said, we're going to have to put a bounty out on Hyper, guys, because I don't know if anybody can touch him in the Midnight Dirt Posse. So, if you guys think there is somebody out there that you know that might have something for this guy, let Smoke Fan know, and he will get him in this league, because right now, I mean, he's really put these guys Smoke Fan actually made up some time on him, though, as you can see. Not enough. I don't think there's going to be enough laps left, but...
This looks like this race is winding down. Here's Hyper made some contact there with lap traffic, but I don't think it'll affect them too much.
Yeah, that might knock the 10th off. That's the good thing about these late models. It takes a really lot to cause a caution in these. I mean, pretty much what has to happen, the whole field has to stack up at like Bristol, and it's pretty hard to catch a caution. As I see, we got like 3 or 4 cars that's already just parked it. You know, they were probably getting tired of getting lapped by Hyper and Smoke and AJT, and they just said, you know what, tonight's not my night. I'll try again on a different night. It's tough trying to stay out of guys that's fast their way. If you make one mistake, you don't want to ruin their race, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
We had Deadpool, guys. Deadpool, he had to take a break. He was in the middle of making dinner as well as helping us out here. But Twisted, he's always up here in the booth helping us out. So everybody, y'all, you know, check his Twitter out, his Twitch. I believe, are you running the truck race Wednesday night? And was this at Atlanta, or?
I have not decided yet.
Oh, okay. You're in the Grand National Series. You're running Auto Club, probably. I got you.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah. I would stick there. Auto Club's a good track. Atlanta is going to be kind of like Vegas. It's just going to be a lot less room to pass. It's one of those one-lap tracks. It's actually the 7 looks like he got around Smoke Fan there in 3rd. I want to make sure. Yeah, they're battling side by side in 2nd place back here, the 7 and the 2. So this might be our show for tonight. Who's going to get it, AJT or Smoke Fan? Smoke Fan's driving the bottom. AJT has got the top line moving. Smoke got back underneath him. So now the 7's trying to pull the crossover. We must be coming down to around 5 to go, these guys, because these guys are really making their moves. 7's diving it in there deep. He leans a little bit on Smoke, but not too bad. And like I said, these guys just for 2nd place are driving really, really hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great battle going on right now for second place.
I see somebody there, I believe that's W in the 33 and 4th. It's giving him, he's getting a chance to catch up with him a little bit even. But yeah, the battle tonight is going to be for 2nd because Hyper has now walked away with 1st.
Yeah, and I believe our Cup guys are racing at where? Texas tomorrow?
Yes, actually, let's see, Tuesday night, I believe, yep, I believe it is Texas on the schedule. And tomorrow night, I don't know if it's going to be 8 or 9 Eastern, but I'm pretty sure 9 Eastern, we're going to have our Cup race. If it is 8 Eastern, just tune into the Midnight Broadcast Network around 8 and see if we go live, but if not, it's probably going to be 9. So, actually, Deadpool's back in the booth. He might actually know that answer. Tomorrow night's Cup race, Deadpool, do you know if it's at 8 or 9, and what track? Is it Texas?
Yes, it is at Texas. I believe it's at 8 o'clock, what I heard. Don't quote me wrong on that, but I believe it's 8.
Awesome.
I know tomorrow night's Cup, and then on Wednesday night we've got our truck race at Atlanta, so that's going to be also fun. That should be 8 o'clock. And then we hit the Xfinity guys, we hit the Auto Club at 8 o'clock, so that's going to be fun on Thursday. And then the Development Series on Friday night, they'll be hitting Dover. So
Dover
at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh,
so that should
Smoke Fan 77 Trouble 33. Is this going to cause a caution? Oh,
it looks like it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I was hoping that's the end of the race, but that's going to be tough for our 2nd place finisher right there. A lap traffic car just stopped out in the middle of nowhere. It just seemed like, oh wow. I mean, that's going to restart him in 2nd if it is a caution. So it's not going to hurt him too bad. But if that caution wouldn't have come out, Smoke Fan would probably be livid right now because it just seemed like there was a car stopped. Maybe it was he just crossed the finish line, and maybe it was the end of the race. We'll have to see because it had to be getting close.
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure.
All right. We'll see if they line back up here. As of right now, I'm not seeing no.
No, the race is over.
No,
it's lining up.
No, they're lining back up, guys. Here's Smoke Fan, everything he wanted right here. He's got one final chance, and then you got Bellevue and AJT on second row. You not count them out.
And here we go. These guys are gonna race each other hard.
If he doesn't get hyper on this crossover right here and get him going down the 3, he doesn't have a chance.
He's gonna have a run on him.
Oh, he's digging it in there. He put it in there.
And he's gonna take that spot as Hyper is gonna lose a couple spots there, it looks like, because they're 4 wide. Oh,
the
Hyper.
33 just sent Hyper in the fence. Oh my goodness. Hyper just went from first to dead last in one lap. He's actually still part. Oh man.
He is not gonna be happy about that one.
No, he's on the inside fence, just sitting there waiting to try to get back out. Wow, that is tough. I do not blame him. He had the car to beat, and I mean, I'm sure the 33 did not mean to stick it in there that hard. It just didn't hold. Or the 2, yeah. That was really, really, really hard. I mean, like you said, that's the only way you're going to get around him. But I'm sure he meant to hold it on the bottom a little better than that. It didn't hold on the bottom. It come up straight high. I believe that's the end of the race, guys. Yeah, then now Smoke Fan's going to be your winner, guys. Like I said, anything can happen here on dirt with the 33 at Bellevue in second, and I think the AJT maybe have got third here. Unfortunate for Hyper. I know he has to be really hot right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Then the 83, I believe, finished fourth. Someone we really never talked about during the whole race, but last week B2 Racing was really fast. Just tonight, just didn't seem like he catch the same brakes as last week. But that's Taggert. All it takes is one caution, and then you get a green-white checker, and everyone's going to drive as hard as they can, you know, because like Deadpool said, if he doesn't do it right there on the restart, it don't happen. I mean, if he don't make that move right there, I mean, pretty much we're going to watch 3 more laps of, you know, Hyper walk away. It's the only way anybody was going to get around that man tonight. And like I said, I'm sure he meant to just get underneath him and probably just give him a little nudge, thinking he would come in back and probably cross him over. He didn't send it in there expecting it to tail whip and send him all the way to the outside wall. I know some
I know, it's so heartbreaking for him.
Right, yeah, that's tough for Hyper, who's been on a 4-win streak. Talking about putting a bounty out on him, to me, he still needs it, because to me, he's the fastest guy on dirt that I've seen. How about you, Twisted? I know you've seen a couple, and
yep, absolutely.
Smoke Fan. Yeah, Smoke Fan don't drive people usually like that. I mean, I think he just dove it in there, and he didn't mean to. He figured it would stick, and it just didn't stick. You know, it does happen.
So are we gonna go ahead and take the top 3, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll probably go ahead and get the top 3. Let's see, tonight, let me go ahead and go to, let's see, maybe I'll get I wonder if I should get the 3rd, 2nd, then the winner, or go ahead and get the winner in here first. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get Smoke Fan in here and kind of see what, from his point of view, kind of what happened right there. Kind of give us a better feel. Like Deadpool said, the only way he was going to win that race was to stick it in there. I mean,
he did.
Oh, he stuck her in there, yes, sir. I'm sure he didn't expect for that to happen. It's just, but the thing is, when he stuck it in there, the 33 stuck it in there too, and so it was kind of like not one person got him, 2 people kind of got him, and I think that's what got him so far out of shape. It seemed like the 99 was bent at that right angle to where they just make connection on the front of his car to where it sent it flying into the outside wall instead of, I guess, you know, him being able to just hold it on the high side. Because I guarantee you, if he would have been able to hold it on the high side, he would have been come back and tried to cross over, and maybe even did the same thing to Smoke, got up underneath him and nudged him back. So that's probably what made him more upset, is that he wasn't able to get the chance to make a run back at it. Not that he got contact made into him, but that it happened to get him into the outside fence to where it literally totally turned him around.
Did you
like I said,
invite Smoke?
Yeah, I sent him an invite. He might be talking. There he is. There's Smoke Fan, our winner tonight here at the RoninImports.com 100 at not Drebin, but Taggert. But trying to get a better view from you here. What happened there in that last restart? It looked like y'all were just trying to, get underneath Hyper. If you didn't get underneath him and make a run right then and there, the race was over. It just kind of looked like car drifted up a little more than you expected, and it kind of just, the Bellevue made a little contact at the same time, and it kind of just sent him flying up into the wall.
Yeah.
It didn't look intentional at all,
No, it definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't intentional. I feel kind of bad, honestly. My car, it was alright the first few laps, dude, but it fell way off. I knew my only chance was to get under him right there. I really didn't think I pushed up into him. There was a couple guys behind me that said it looked like we met in the middle a little bit. So I feel really bad about that. I really do. But he had a dominant car as usual. It was,
that's what we seen here at home. At the same time as you getting underneath him, he was trying to drive the middle line and kind of keep you pinned down. And when you slid up, he slid down, and the 33 actually made a little bit of contact with him too, I believe. So that's what sent him up flying. So I honestly don't think the contact you made with him is what sent him flying. I think when the 33 dove in behind you, they might have touched a little bit.
Yeah, but, they were 4 wide behind you, and I think that's probably what's on them. But
and it might even not have been the 33. Actually, Deadpool said the 2, I think, made a little contact. The 3rd place guy. So I'm not sure. It was so exciting, but like you said, that was the only way y'all was going to beat Hyper. It was kind of like a Richmond deal, when you got Smoke Fan in front of him. The only thing that you got, I hope, is to dive it in there low and hope he don't get a good run off the corner. If not, if he gets that good run off the corner, it's over. So I know that's not how you wanted to win, Smoke Fan, but then congratulations on a win. I know you've had a second, and a third, so I know you're happy to win probably, but you're not happy to win that way, I'm sure, either. At the same time.
But
our second.
I suggested the other top, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th also.
Okay, I'll get these guys in here too.
What numbers were they so that I can hover over them? Or do you recall?
AJT was 2nd, and then I believe Bellevue and B2. Okay, I got you.
What number was Bellevue in?
33. Yeah, he was lurking in 4th the whole time, right behind the 7, kind of sitting behind Smoke Fan. Them 3 cars, right. But the 33, 2, the 99, and the 7. Just to me, I told everybody before the race that any 4 of these guys can win, and as y'all seen, any 4 of those guys could win. The lap traffic didn't play. What's up, buddy? Good shot on a 2nd place finish there. I know you rode 4th. For a lot of laps tonight and just kind of was patient. Was you glad to see that last caution there and like, hell yeah, that gives me a chance for,
Oh yeah, man. That was a good race there.
Yeah, very good, fun race to watch. So when Smoke Fan dove it under, you was probably sitting there in 3rd, just like, hey, I just got to stick it in there with him because it's what you got to do. With I think what was y'all 2 to go, or was that a green-white checker there? Looked like 2 to go maybe.
Yeah,
on the last restart. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah. You see the caution come out, man. Everybody gets aggressive, dude. That's just.
Oh yeah.
That's part of the game, man.
Right.
That's part of racing,
Oh yeah, especially with 3 to go. Even if it's 2 or 3, if anything under 5 to go, it's gonna be hectic.
Yeah. All in all, man, it was a good race. And I was definitely happy to see the caution come out. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I was glad for you just so it tightened the pack up. Hyper had, probably a 2-second lead on the 2 and the 7 there of AJT, but it was. I hate to see what happened to Hyper after he had such a dominant car, but it does happen in racing, so I hope, I'm hope he's back with Midnight because he's definitely one of the fastest guys on dirt, man. But Bellevue, I seen what happened with you last week. You had a heck of a car running 3 wide with Smoke Fan and Hyper, and then what happened with you getting taken out. So I was happy to get to see you redeem yourself tonight and actually get a top 2 out of this. So
I appreciate that, man.
yeah. You had a really strong car last week. It was really awesome watching you, Smoke Fan, and Hyper running 3 wide there for like 5-6 laps at Charlotte and making it stick. It was just one of the best things I've seen. And I even told Deadpool before the race, I was like, man, y'all better watch out for the 33 because he's going to be ready to redeem himself after last week. So, man, good job finishing second, buddy.
Yeah, man. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, congratulations,
no
buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right. No problem, bud. All right, I'm going to get our 3rd place guy in here as well. Let's see. That's going to be, is it AJT or B2 Racing, actually? I believe got 3rd, actually. I think he got him at the line. Or 3rd, yeah. 3rd. And then AJT in 4th. AJT in the 7 had a heck of a car. It seemed like, it looked like to me all night, it just kind of seemed like he was staying behind you, Smoke Fan, and waiting to pounce. And we don't know what happened on that last caution. It just looks like a car just kind of stalled out in front of y'all. It was kind of crazy. There's our 3rd place finisher. Twisted, I'll let you interview him on this one.
Alright. Well, B2, you had a pretty impressive showing there. You know, what was your take on that last caution? Did you have anything for Smoke and Hyper at that point, or?
No, I didn't have nothing for none of them. I had a 5th place car. I sucked around that place, to be honest with you. But I mean, no, I didn't have nothing for them. All I was gonna do was luck up, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Taggert's definitely a tough track to pass on there. I mean, what was your take on that last caution? What exactly happened there with Hyper from your point of view?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't even tell you. I was on the very inside, and I had, I think, Bellevue on the outside of me, and then they was on the outside of Bellevue. So I couldn't really. I don't honestly know. We was all right going for a win. I mean, honestly.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
It was just one of them moments where you really couldn't see, and you were just trying not to get caught up in anything at the same time.
Right. I didn't want to run over nobody myself, so I was just worried about who was beside me.
Right.
That was a crazy finish. I called it at the beginning of the broadcast. The only way you were going to win to pull that move, but it was just one of those things. It's dirt track racing. I know Hyper probably not too happy, but it's racing. And Smoke, I know you got to win, brother. Win.
Yeah, congrats, Smoke. It was a good race.
Yeah, man, congrats, Smoke.
Yeah. I feel bad for winning that way. I didn't intentionally wreck him, though. Kind of met in the middle, I feel like.
I know. It wasn't an intentional thing. I was watching it. It's just one of those racing
I think you'll feel
accidents.
better once you go back and see the replay. Honestly, it wasn't as much you as the car behind you. Y'all both kind of touched him at the same time. If only you touched him, I think he would have still been able to manage the high side, but another car, I don't know which car it was, touched him at the same time in the second lane, and that's what sent him flying.
Yeah, if it was only you and him, he could have probably just got it going down the back stretch, saved it, got it behind you, and got you going to the next corner, race.
Right.
It just
There was a car on the high side right on his bumper that where you bumped him, he was on the outside of him, and it just,
momentum, bam.
he went straight right. Yeah.
Yep. You can't do nothing about it.
So it wasn't none of the guys in the bottom. It was a dude that was in the high lane right behind him. So it wasn't you. So don't feel like you caused that. I mean, you may have pushed him up into that lane a little, but you didn't cause him to go out into the outside wall. I'm sure once Hyper sees the replay and all that, he'll see what happened and he'll understand it was a racing incident. Everyone trying to get a win. Like I said, getting a win at midnight is not easy when you got Hypers and Smoke Fans and Bellevues and Footweight and any of these guys that are out here. There's a reason why they're out here. Yeah, B2's looking right. AJT, I mean, in the 7 car. I mean, these guys are the best there is on dirt. So like I said, if any of you guys are interested in joining, just contact Smoke Fan. He is trying to get the best of the best on dirt. And I mean, if you run with Hyper regularly and you run good with him, let Smoke Fan know, because those are the guys he's trying to get in here. He wants the best of the best, because he just don't want to come out there and beat regular old Joes. He wants to beat the best there is. So I'm gonna get our 4th place finisher in here as well. I believe that's AJT. I don't want to leave him out, because he had a good car in 3rd place. I've seen him kind of be patient for 80 laps and just stay behind Smoke Fan and wait. And he did it there at the end, which he would have got probably a 2nd if the caution didn't happen. But it did happen, which, you know, like I said, that's racing. Just seemed like the yellow car just come to a dead halt, and Smoke Fan just like just obliterated him on the back stretch when that caution come out. It was weird. But yeah, let me get in there. Let's see. AJT. Very fun to race though, man. Or to broadcast all of these dirt races so far, man. Just they're fun to watch. I believe that there's AJT, our 4th place finisher, in Deadpool. I'll let you interview him. You haven't got a chance to interview a driver yet. Are you there, Deadpool? Or, he might be back to cooking. Well, AJT, man, what'd you see right there on the the last restart, finishing 4th? I know you was, I think, did you restart 3rd or did you restart 4th?
Yeah, buddy, I restarted 3rd there when that caution came out, and blacked out, and next thing I know I finished 4th. I can't really tell you much more than that. I don't know what happened there. Just a bunch of, it was awesome. Everybody going for it. It was go time for sure, and we saw it, so it was cool, man.
Yeah, it looked like it, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of gas, and hoping the car stuck is what it looked like to me. Some people's car stuck, some people didn't. But
oh man, they were loosey-goosey there towards the end. It was pretty tough sledding, hanging on to it. Sucked that caution came out when it did, for me anyway. But we
yeah, it looked like you had 2nd locked up, right? So
I don't know about locked up. Me and Smoke battled for probably 60, 70 laps.
Yeah, we did.
Just right on top of each other the whole time. Dude, what a battle. That was awesome,
that
bro.
was a
lot of fun.
Yeah, we noticed that actually at home. We said, look, the 7's crossing over Smoke, and now Smoke's crossing him over, and next thing you know, there was a yellow car at a dead stop, and Smoke hit him, and we was like, oh my God, we hope the caution come out, and just because how bad it messed him up, and
right.
The caution come out. Like I said, I'm hoping Hyper goes back and sees the replay and sees what happened. Smoke did push him up a little high, but it wasn't that he wasn't the one that sent him into the wall. It was everybody, a collective.
Oh yeah.
That was a collective group effort, I guess is how you would put it.
I completely agree, man. We were just all sending it, and whatever happened, happened. Congratulations, Smoke. What a run, buddy. A lot of fun.
That way, man. But appreciate it, dude. That was the most fun I ever had battling for 2nd, honestly.
Yeah, I know, dude. There's only so much fun you can have battling for 2nd, but it was fun regardless.
Oh, that was the best battle on the track, man. I mean, we was watching it, and that was cool. One guy would cross one guy over, and then the other guy would get the preferred line and then cross him over. It was just like crossover city is what it looked like. It was cool.
That's what it looked like to me, man. I was getting pretty dizzy, I know that.
Right. At that point, we was like, well, the race is over, and then the caution happened. We was like, and that's when Deadpool kind of called it. I mean, he's like, I guarantee you on the recoil start, there's going to be some dive bombing going on, because that was the only way you're going to win, Yep. And
you got it.
You can't give up those opportunities, because it's few and far between you're going to win here at midnight with the caliber of guys are in there. So when you get a chance, you got to take it,
It's just that's what you saw, man. And it was awesome. How did it look up there to you fellas? I thought it was pretty cool.
Right. I mean, I felt the same way when, same thing has happened to me before. And, I was mad about it for an hour or two maybe, and I'd go watch the replay and then realize, okay, well, it wasn't this guy's fault. It was kind of, and I'm hoping that everything gets worked out, because I'd love to see Hyper back here next week again, because all these guys, Bellevue, AJT, all you guys that the you top 5 guys look like the class of the field. I looked at all the top 4 and I said all these guys got a chance to win the 99, the 2, and the 7, and the 33, and even the 22. You know, qualifying 5th. I believe this is his first week Deep Hope. So.
Yeah, man,
Hopefully,
it was a battle. I mean, hats off to Hyper.
yeah.
He had the best car. He had us covered, man. It's an unfortunate deal, but I mean, what are you gonna do when you restart? I don't know how many we had to go. It might have even been a green white checker, but
Right, it was 2 to right, pretty much. Right.
Congrats, Hyper. Brought some fast cars to Taggert tonight, man. It was cool. And great job up in the booth, guys. Appreciate y'all as always.
No problem, man. Appreciate the great driving.
Yeah, man. Thanks, fellas.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
man.
sir. Good
Yeah,
job,
great job, everyone.
Yeah, like I said, anytime you can finish just on the same straightaway as these guys, and you're not a lap down, you feel like you've done something. I mean, it's hard not to go a lap down in 100 laps to Hyper, you know, if you're not on your A game. So
Yeah,
I mean,
man, and hats off to Bellevue and B2 hanging in there at the end and going for it. That was awesome. Congrats, guys. Good run there.
Appreciate it, AJ. You
Appreciate it, buddy.
down.
yeah, all you guys, man, great job on dirt, man. Like I said, I believe NASCAR Heat 4, I think they're going to have spectator mode and everything because they're going to realize that a lot of people like watching dirt. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, man.
And,
it's a lot of thanks to y'all. Midnight Broadcasting Network, you do a great job. Really cool.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate the support you give us, man. All y'all. Thanks for coming out, doing this every week.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 8, I believe the Cup guys run Texas. So, like I said, if you want to see the best of the best on asphalt tomorrow night, that's pretty much, I think our field is all 80% pretty much guys that made the top 50. So, I mean, as a group, we probably have more in our group than any other group. And most of the guys that are in our have a chance still to be drafted. So it's going to be interesting because now there ain't no more showcase races. What they do from now until the draft and these races are going to be highly watched. So you might have every team owner from every team drafting tomorrow watching these guys just so they can figure out who that pick they want to be, you know, who they want to take. So
Yeah, draft is this weekend, actually.
yes, I'm hearing it's going to be live. Is that true?
Yeah, it's at ISM.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, man. Because I'm expecting at least 5 or 6 friends of mine that I have on my friends list. They better be in there because I know they deserve it. So, if not, there's something wrong with the system. But I believe they got it covered. Just one of them won 2 races, one won another race, one was consistent the whole time. I mean, they all have the whole package of marketability. Fast, speed, cleanliness. I mean, I just don't see it if they don't make it. So, unfortunately, there was another guy that, over some stupid crap, had his account banned that I thought should have made it too. But I don't think. I mean, he still could. But I think that hurt him a little. But at midnight, man, we're trying to put the best drivers, whether you're an A-class driver, a B-class driver, or C-class driver, we'll find the spot for you on the track. So, like I said, AJ Storm. Smoke Fan, if you're interested in dirt, his Midnight Posse League. Like I said, we got everything from a truck league to a developmental league. So just get a hold of us, man. We're always here, and we're willing to take on new guys, man.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But I believe this time we're gonna wrap things up here. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors: Fade Grips, Roaring Imports, Travis Braden. Reload Energy and Focus, everybody that all helped make this possible. Couldn't be here without you, and be sure to tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, where the Reload Energy Cup guys will be going head to head over at Texas Motor Speedway, so that should definitely be exciting. Be sure to check that out. And we will see you guys next time.
Sir.